or one of your loved ones has passed away. You feel a sadness, but it'll go away, right? But what if it doesn't? Day-to-day people face go through this. Okay, so depression is more complex than you think it is. There are different stages or different types of depression. So on the different no, no, yeah. Okay, so major depression is kind of like severe depression. They're pretty much the same. They just people call them different names. So major depression, you'll have loss of interest or pleasure in your activities. You'll either gain weight or you lose weight. So maybe like an eating disorder, you might get. You'll have trouble sleeping during, or you will be drowsy during the day. Then you might be feeling spinal slowdown, which also kind of goes with the sleeping. Your sleep pattern will change. You'll be tired. In intuition, you'll feel guilty or worthless that you have depression, and you'll have trouble concentrating on certain things, or you'll be indecisive, and then you could and also this is you don't have to have all of these. You have to have at least one of like you losing interest in this. This is also in the past 2 weeks. And then persistent depressive disorder. You'll have a change in appetite, which is again like an eating disorder. You'll eat too much or too little. You'll sleep too much or too little. You'll have lack of energy, or you'll have low self-esteem. You'll have trouble concentrating again, or you'll be decisive, and you'll feel hopeless. Age of depression. This is different from persistent sadness of a regular persistent depression. A positive event can change your, it can temporarily improve your mood. You'll have an increased appetite. You might be sleeping more than usual. You'll feel heaviness in your arms and legs. And you'll be oversensitive to criticism. Okay, so bipolar disorder, which is also called depression. They kind of are bipolar disorder and depression. They kind of are like the same thing. So bipolar, like they're like kind of like systems. Like you can't, like. So bipolar, you can have depression. So you don't really have like a new type of depression. It's sort of like when you're in low phase, you'll have symptoms of major depression. And doctors might not recommend antidepressants for this condition because it carries a small risk of moving into high phase. Okay, and that's seasonal affective disorder, aka SAD. I know how. So it's a period of major depression. Often happens during winter months where the days grow shorter and you get less sunlight. Postpartum depression. Women who have major depression in the weeks or months after childbirth may have this. Wait, what? It's okay, just go back. Go. It's okay. Okay, and then psychotic depression. You'll have symptoms of major. You'll have such as like hearing or seeing things that aren't really there. And then you'll have delusion, like false beliefs, paranoia that others are trying to hurt you, along with others that have. Okay. And then situational depression. It isn't a real technical term like major depression. Like it's kind of like where you will get in a depressed mood, like you might have symptoms of major depression when you are having trouble managing like a stressful event in your life, such as like losing, like maybe you lost a job or you're in debt or something like that. Okay, and then premenstrual disorder, PMDD. Okay, so women with PMDD have depression and other symptoms of sort of their period. And so you'll have mood swings, irritability. You'll obviously have a depressed mood, which is what I meant by depression. You'll have a change in appetite, eating too little or too much. Your sleep habits will change also. You'll have trouble concentrating, fatigue. You might feel overwhelmed with everything, and you'll also have anxiety. So, why do we have depression? Like, what causes it? What's going on in the person's mind? Well, here's some of the things. So, the first belief was that it was you'll have low dose of serotonin, and that was why you were depressed. And so people thought it was a chemical imbalance. But nope. It's not actually. We still do not know the real reason why we have depression, but studies have shown that people we all have a hippocampus, yes, and that controls the memories and emotions of people. And the longer you have been depressed, the smaller your hippocampus gets, is what we've learned from this. So we think it has to do with sort of it has to do more with the cell growth. So you each get 2 genes from your parents, one from mom, one from dad. And then there's this one gene, and it's called the serotonin transfer gene. And that's serotonin is like the feel-good chemical. So a person with a short gene and a long gene, which is what you can either get a short gene or a long gene. Serotonin transfer gene. If you have a short and a long gene, you have a chance of getting depressed and you'll have a chance of having depression after a stressful event in your life. People with 2 short genes are even in the worst case and get depressed real easily through pretty much anything. But if you have 2 long genes, just pretend this is longer, then you will have a very low chance of getting depression. So, what are some of the treatments for it? These are only a few, but of course they come. So first is prescription medicine, which could be like over-the-counter medicine, supplements, and multivitamin. Deep breathing exercises, which is like for if you don't want to really reach out to people and kind of want to touch the person. And deep tissue massage. And of course there's like therapy and exercises like that. But these are some of the more or less known but effective ones. So for prescription medicine, the thing about it is that it is effective, but some people, the thing about medicine Chi massage is 20% out of 10 people. Deep breathing exercises is 22% out of 18 people. Over-the-counter medication is 15% out of 7 people. Vitamin B complex is 13% out of 14 people. Fish oil supplements are 10% out of 13 people, and multivitamins are 10% out of 18 people. And as you can tell, like, the things that are not prescriptive to you, because with prescription medicine, there's one reason, like, it is kind of central around one idea to help you feel better in that area, while over-the-counter medication, whoa, that wasn't expected. Is because you, like, over-the-counter medication, you can't be too serious with the, like, mixture, they can't add some dangerous things, and also they have to be concerned that they might not know that much about it, or it might not be as effective, and also they don't have, like, it's not really central on my idea. Like, if you go to, like, Walmart, let's just say Walmart, and you go to the medication area, you can't really find, like some type of medicine that is kind of focused towards depression, other than maybe antidepressants. And then also, I made my own treatment. I call it Symptomia. For its effectiveness, I give it 49% out of 13 people, and how known it is, it's 76% out of 13 people, and how modern, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most modern, I gave it 4. The side effects is you have drowsiness, nausea, or temporary weakness, and it's also injected as a shot. Depression, sometimes referred to as the black dog, just like a real dog, needs to be embraced, understood, taught new tricks, and untimely brought to heel. This is a turns on. Photos are young.
Living with a black dog, provide for partners, carers, and sufferers. What not to say or do. You may well be right when you say, it's all in your head, but don't say it. Leave that up to the professionals. Be a man. This certainly doesn't help, especially if they are well-read. Depression is an illness, not a sign of weakness. Don't be an armchair general who gives unfounded advice and beliefs. Being thoughtful and kind will never go amiss, but don't try and jolly them along. It can often make them feel worse. Don't point out that there are people in this world far worse off than them. It just adds to their feelings of guilt and hopelessness. Good things to say and do. Be sensitive about how you approach the subject. A lot of people aren't used to talking about mental health or lack of it. Crossing that line simply means you care. Try not talking. Instead, grow your ears and open your heart. Really being there for someone without opinion or judgment is one of the best gifts you can ever give. Encourage them to seek a professional opinion and offer to help find a good doctor, make an appointment, and even going with them can be hugely beneficial. of the black dog. Agree to a course of action to get rid of the black dog. An ignored dog can become a big problem. Learn about the condition together. Knowledge is power, and validation is a great healer. A united front is crucial in getting the black dog to move on. As a caregiver, compassion, empathy, and understanding are vital, but recognize that you alone don't have the power to rescue your loved one. Professional help is often what's needed. Finding the right doctor can make all the difference to a healthy recovery. If they're going to tell someone their problems, it should be someone they respect and feel comfortable with. Don't be afraid to go for an initial assessment, and don't feel committed to continue if it doesn't feel right. If it's suggested you take antidepressants, do your research, know the facts, and ask your doctor plenty of questions. A big obstacle for seeking professional help is the cost. Help them realize that the cost of not getting the right help can be considerably higher. It can cost marriages, friendships, jobs, and even life itself. Some simple rules of engagement and agreement. Agree that there is a black dog in your midst, and things may have to change temporarily. Agree that no one can help them until they fully commit to helping themselves. Agree to be gentle and respectful with one another during this time. Agree to check in with each other on a regular basis. Agree to communicate honestly and openly. Agree to the course of action set by their doctor and to review progress regularly. Self-preservation for the caregiver. It can be difficult not to take anger, criticism, negativity, and attitudes personally. It's important not to buy into it. Accept that it's depression barking, not the person you care for. Being overexposed to someone else's black dog can begin to rub off. Misery loves company, so try not to get sucked into the vortex. It's really important to recognize and honor your own needs, limitations, and boundaries. Difficult situations are better dealt with when you are calm in the moment. Yoga, meditation, and mindfulness are great tools for achieving calmness and control. Join a support group. There's nothing like being in a room full of people who understand and share your story. It's important to get out and do your own thing and be with friends. Friends may not be able to solve your problems, but they can offer incredible support, comfort, wisdom, and laughter. A black dog in any relationship can be confronting, frightening, and frustrating, but navigated together, the bond will become deeper, richer, and deeper for it. And finally, the most important aspect of this journey is to constantly remind each other. It will pass. It will pass. It will pass. If you have a black dog in your life, get help, be helped, and always hold on to hope.
So, basically what they're trying to say, is that depression isn't the person who has Explain to me, what is this? I didn't put that there. Okay, so he admitted to depression and heavy drinking. Okay, so then J.K. Rowling, after her marriage broke down, she started to and she was writing the first Harry Potter novel with helping her overcome her depression. And you know, writer. Okay, so Rosie O'Donnell, she's a very famous and respected comedian. She states that her depression started to improve at age 37, and that's when she started to take medication. Okay. Some people can be affected. When you have depression, you really care about what people think of you. So here's some things that you should and shouldn't say. Okay. And then so these are what you should say and what you shouldn't say. Okay. So, I didn't think that people would say this before I started, but apparently lots of people say, please do not make that mistake by telling them the president. Okay, so, I'm just going to one more. So, you shouldn't say that there's someone worse off than you are, because it kind of just makes them feel like you don't really understand them, like you're not trying to help them, you're just trying to and then you should say like, I understand, or I'll do my best to understand, like just so that way they know that you care for them, that you want to help them get through this. And you shouldn't say you're just trying to get attention, or this is okay, or you shouldn't say stop being so sad, people are dying now, like such a disease like cancer, or like that. It just kind of makes them feel even worse, because now it's like you're sad, people are dying, and again you should say like you matter at least to me, or like do you want to hug? Stop. You shouldn't say stop feeling sorry for yourself. Oh wait, no. Anyway, you shouldn't say, so you're depressed, aren't you always? People with depression, it's not like that they're always going to be sad or depressed all the time. They can have their them that they're there, they are there, person is depressed, like they want them to feel okay, and then we shouldn't say like, believe me, I know how you feel, I was depressed once for several days, like, how is that going to help them? I mean, yes, you're depressed once for several days, but they just want you to understand them, help them get through it, know that someone is caring for them. Okay, so thank you, Connor. Okay, so this is a video that BuzzFeed made, and they asked people from like for some of the stuff, like what they want people to know about their depression. Down, Connor. Okay. Alright. Oh, wait, no, wrong thing. No, wrong thing. Yeah. Just go back to this 5, whatever. Because it didn't save. It didn't save in the project, so I have to skip that part.
If you have something else. Yeah.
Okay, so okay.
Chris only in about 5 minutes.
Okay, so tips for dealing with depression. Okay, so for number 1 is cutting. You should use a marker or a pen, and there's a pretty book for where you draw a butterfly, and every time you actually do cut, you love or try new things. I'm like I said, you will lose interest in some things, but that doesn't mean that you have to completely stop doing it. Rehabilitate yourself with close friends. It just kind of helps you know that people do care about you. Number 4 is socialize. Go out there, like with people who understand or reach out to people. In that video, like it said, maybe go to like focus. And then number 5 is treatments, and it's pretty much what fits you because not everything works for everyone. Okay. Oh my gosh. Yes, okay. So, true or false? I'm guessing that sun is supposed to be things. So does depression happen now because they're turning on gender? Wait.
Women.
Okay, I'll just pass. Okay, which one is most women? Okay, which age is most likely? Which age is more likely to get depression? No, it's your age. You said it first.
Why are we
Ladies and gentlemen, she'll call on people.
Okay, true or false? Can you inherit depression?
No.
Yeah. Come on, keep going. I have to get through this. How many people in the world are estimated with depression? How many suicides are due to depression? Oh, by the way, those smiley faces are supposed to be percentages. They're back. Jackie?
75.
Nope.
50.
I think so.
35.
Yeah, I think it's, yeah, okay. Come on, I have to do this. Is depression a chemical imbalance? Yes. No. Mallory.
I'm sorry, I didn't click
it.
Next one.
What? This one? Okay, whatever. Okay. You know what? Okay, so how many people are in this room right now?
Do what?
How many people are in this room?
I don't think we have enough.
Yeah.